morning, students. Welcome to your English language class. Today, we are going to continue the chapter Transformation of Sentences. So, students, by the end of this video, you will be able to transform these sentences by interchanging affirmative and negative sentences, and you will be able to transform the sentences by interchanging interrogative and assertive sentences. Now students, let's go on to the type of transformation of sentences from affirmative to negative and vice versa, meaning from negative to affirmative. Now first of all, let's take a look at the assertive sentences. So students, what do you mean by assertive sentences? We are already familiar with various different types of sentences, and we know the structure of assertive sentence is subject plus verb plus object plus full stop at the last. It is a statement or a declaration. Now here, declaration means where you are just mentioning something. Means no exclamation, no question, no command. So that is known as assertive sentences. Now students, assertive sentences are of two types. First is affirmative sentences. Now affirmative sentences are sentences without any negative word. And the second is negative sentences. Negative sentences are sentences with negative words. Negative word means no, not, none, never, nothing, neither nor, etc. Now students, if a negative word like no, not, none, etc. is used in a sentence, then it becomes a negative sentence. Let's take an example. She dances well. Now students, there is no negative word in the sentence. So this is an affirmative sentence. Let's take one more example. He did not take the books. Now here students, you can see the word not in the sentence is given. So it is a negative sentence. Now students, look at how to change affirmative sentences to negative sentences. Now when we transform a sentence from affirmative to negative, we have to add negative words. But we should remember that the meaning of the sentence should remain the same. Let's proceed further. Students, there are many ways to change a sentence from affirmative to negative. Now let us take a look at some of the methods. So here is the first method, by using an opposite word with a negative word. For example, he is a good man. Now students, how can we transform affirmative sentence into negative sentence? We will use the opposite word of good, that is bad. Then we have to use the negative word not. So the answer will be he is not a bad man. Students, let's take another example. I was doubtful whether it was a joke. Now here students, what is an opposite word of doubtful? It's sure. So here the sentence is in positive form. So to make it negative, we will use not with sure. So our answer will be I was not sure whether it was a joke. Let's take one more example. Few women can keep a secret. Now here again, what is an opposite of few? The opposite of few is many, and to make it negative, we will use the word not with it. So our answer will be not many women can keep a secret. Let's proceed further. The second method is change of degree. Now here students, this is one of the methods you can use to change affirmative to negative. You have already done this by learning degrees of comparison. Let us quickly revise the rules through the following examples. So here is the first example. Ram is taller than Sham. Now here students, this is an affirmative sentence and you can see a comparative degree is used in the sentence. So you have to follow 3 steps. First step, let us consider Ram as subject 1 and Sham as subject 2. Then interchange subject 1 and subject 2. So we will begin the sentence with Sham. Second step, if the statement is positive, we will change it into negative, and if the statement is negative, then we will change it into positive. Third step, if the positive degree is given, then change it into comparative degree, and if comparative degree is given there, then you have to change it into positive degree. So in this sentence, the sentence is positive, then we will change it into negative. And you can see comparative degree taller is used in the sentence. So we will change it into positive degree, that is tall, by replacing bodyguard than with as dash as. So our answer will be Sham is not as tall as Ram. Let's take one more example. You are richer than I. Again, let us consider you as subject 1 and I as subject 2. So, we will begin the sentence with subject 2, that is I. And as you can see, sentence is affirmative sentence. So, we will change it into negative by adding not in the sentence. And you can see a comparative degree, richer is used in the sentence. So we will change it into positive degree, rich, by replacing bodyguard than with so dash as. So you can see there our answer will be I am not so rich as you are. Hope it's clear to everyone. Now let's proceed further. Raj is the tallest boy in the class. Now here students, when we have comparison in a group, then we can begin our statement with no other to make it a negative sentence. Now keep in mind that the degree of comparative used with no sooner is positive degree. For example, Raj is the tallest boy in the class. Here we will begin the sentence with no other, and as I already told you, with no other we have to use the positive degree. So our answer will be no other boy in the class is so tall as Raj. Now students, let's proceed to the next method, that is no sooner than. Now students, where do we use this in a sentence? This structure is used when one action follows the other, which means one action just gets over and another starts. So students, there are some steps that you have to follow for using no sooner than. So the first step, you have to identify 2 actions in the sentence. Second step, you have to start the sentence with no sooner. Third step, you have to interchange the subject and the helping verb. Fourth step, the position of main verb remains the same. Fifth step, you have to change comma into than. And the last step, the second action remains same. Now let's take an example. When he had eaten his food, comma, he slept. Now in this sentence, there are 2 actions. So the first step is to identify the 2 actions. So here, the first action is had eaten his food. and the second action is he slept. So in such cases, use no sooner than. So here students, first of all, we will begin our answer with no sooner. Then we have to interchange the position of subject and helping verb. That is, subject here is he and helping verb is had. So we have interchanged it, had he. Then students, the position of the main verb remains the same. So we have written here, eaten his food. Then we have to change, the next step is to change comma into than. And after than, the second action remains same, that is he slept. So here our answer is no sooner had he eaten his food than he slept. Let's take one more example. As soon as the thief saw the policeman, he ran away. Now again students, first step to identify the two actions. So here, first action is the thief saw the policeman and the second action is he ran away. Now students, as I already told you, we have to begin the sentence with no sooner. After no sooner, we have to interchange the subject and the helping verb in the sentence. But here students, you can see the sentence is in simple past tense. So here we will use did as a helping verb. So if there is present tense, then we have to use do or does. But here it is a simple past tense as saw is used. So here we will use did as a helping verb. So our answer will be no sooner did the thief see the policeman, comma changes into than he ran away. Let's proceed further. Now the next method is not only but also. Now here students, remember if there are two different subjects, objects or action in a sentence, then you can use not only with the first subject, object or action and but also with the second subject, object or action at the place of and. For example, she played cricket and hockey. Now here in this sentence we have two different objects. Cricket is object 1 and hockey is object 2. So students, we have to write not only with the first object, that is cricket, and but also with the second object, that is hockey. So our answer will be she played not only cricket but also hockey. Let's take one more example. Nitish as well as his brother is to blame. Now here again we have two different subjects. That is Nitish is subject 1 and his brother is subject 2. So here students, we have to write not only with subject 1 and but also with subject 2. So our answer will be not only Nitish but also his brother is to blame. Now let's proceed further. In the same way, a negative sentence can be changed into an affirmative sentence without changing its meaning. Here students, all the above methods can be used in the reverse order in order to change from negative to affirmative. Let's take examples. First example, no sooner did the bell ring than the students went into the classroom. Now students, no sooner can be converted or can be indicated into when or as soon as. So, it can be converted in both the ways. Like, as soon as the bell rang, the students went into the classroom. Here you can see we have changed than into comma. And at the place of no sooner, we have used as soon as. Or we can use when also. When the bell rang, comma, the students went into the classroom. Now students, here you can notice when we have used no sooner did, at that time the verb, that is the main verb, ring, is in present form. And when we are going to change into affirmative sentence, when we have used as soon as or when, at that time we have to change the main verb into past tense. Now let's proceed further. The next example. There is nobody but believes in his honesty. Now here students, nobody but means everybody. Wherever nobody but is given, it means everybody. So students, to make it positive, we will change nobody into everybody. So our answer will be everybody believes in his honesty. Students, let's move to the next method, that is interchange of interrogative and assertive sentences. So students, here we will change interrogative sentences into assertive sentences and vice versa, means from assertive sentences to interrogative sentences. Now let us look at the structure of the sentences. So first is assertive sentences. Now here, as you know, the structure of assertive sentence is subject plus verb plus object. For example, I like reading. Now here students, you can see I is the subject, like is verb and reading is the object. So this is an assertive sentence. Let's proceed further. Now what do you mean by interrogative sentences? As we know, there are two types of interrogative sentences. First, that start with WH words like what, which, whom, where, how, etc. And the second, that start with helping verb like is, am, are, do, does, etc. And the answers to these questions are in yes or no. So let's take an example. For example, where are you going? Second example, are you going? So these are the examples of interrogative sentences. Students, let's take some examples to understand how to transform interrogative sentences into assertive sentences. So here is the first example. Is he not a fool to do such a deed? Question mark. Now students, to change this into assertive sentence, we have to follow 3 steps. First of all, identify the subject and helping verb in the sentence. Then we have to interchange the position of subject and helping verb. Third step, if the question is negative, the statement will be positive. And if the question is positive, then the statement should be negative. So here you can see the question is in negative form, so we will change it into positive. So our answer will be, he is a fool to do such a deed, and at the last question mark will change into full stop. Students, let's take one more example. Is not blood thicker than water? Now again, the 3 steps we have to follow. First of all, identify the subject and the helping verb in the question. So you can see here in the question, the helping verb is, and the subject is blood. And the next step, as you can see here, the question is in negative form, so we will change it into positive. So our answer will be, blood is thicker than water. And at the last, question mark will change into full stop. Students, let's take one more example. Can the leopard change his spots? Now here again, first of all, we will interchange the position of subject and helping verb. So as you can see here, the subject is the leopard and the helping verb is can. And the second step, the question is in positive form. So we will add not word in the sentence to make it negative. So our answer will be the leopard cannot change his spots. And at the last, question mark will change into full stop. Students, let's take one more example. Were we born simply to die? Now again, the question is in positive form. And the next step, we have to interchange the position of helping verb and the subject. So our answer is, we were not born simply to die. Question mark will change into full stop. Let's take one more example. Can you ever forget her kindness to us? Again, student, first of all, we have to interchange the position of subject and the helping verb. Then you can see question is in positive form. So here, students, instead of writing not here, we will use never. That is the negative word for ever. So our answer is, we can never forget her kindness to us. And at the last, question mark will change into full stop. Let's take one more example. Is there anything greater than love? Again, the 3 steps we have to follow. That is interchange of subject and helping verb. Then, if the question is positive, then we have to change the statement into negative and vice versa. Now here, students, we will change anything into nothing to make the statement negative, which means that instead of writing not in the statement, we have to use the negative word nothing at the place of anything. So our answer is, there is nothing greater than love. Next example, who would not cry when struck? Now here again, students, who means everyone or everybody in positive sentence, and you can use nobody and no one in negative sentence. So here we will use everyone. So who would not cry when struck? To make it assertive, we will use everyone would cry when struck. Let's proceed further. When can their glory fade? Again here, we are talking about when. So here, we have to use the negative word never because the question is in positive form. So here, to make it negative, we have to use never in the sentence. So our answer is, their glory can never fade. And at the last, question mark will change into full stop. Next example, what though the field be lost? Now here, students, the meaning of what though is, it does not matter. Now students, when we have to change it into assertive, then we can write it does not matter. So the answer will be, it does not matter though the field be lost. Again, question mark will change into full stop. Now students, your homework is solve the exercises given in your SNAP homework. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.